Over the past Black Friday, I wanted to see if I could pick up some coffee at a discount. Thankfully, I got a notification that Emma Chamberlain's coffee company were doing a 30% sale on some of their coffees and decided to try them out. So, with the ones that I got, I ended up getting the Early Bird blend and the Sweet Otter cake batter, mainly because my wife likes flavored coffee. I brewed them with two different methods. First, I did just straight drip coffee, and then I did espresso. And stick around, as you will not believe how it turns out. With that, let's get both bags of coffee and give you a formal review. Okay, so first we're going to start with the Sweet Otter cake batter. The package states that it has a tasting of buttercream, frosting, and vanilla from the country of Nicaragua. It also has a coffee content of 4 out of 5 beans, though it doesn't give any correlation of what that actually means. From the smell alone, you can tell that it has those sweet notes, but the coffee isn't completely drowned out. I am honestly not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing, as the combination of sweet and bitter will taste good, but overall the smell of it is quite pleasant. For the taste in drip coffee, right off the bat it comes as a shock that it isn't actually that bad. The flavor palette is one that is not acidic nor very bold. It goes down very easily without much flavor. The sweetness almost completely disappears when it comes to drip. It's not bad, but it's not great. I feel some will love it and some will not. It doesn't have any really harsh flavors to it or highly acidic. I would give it to someone who has never tried coffee as their first brew. It didn't exactly wow me, but it turned out better than anything you would find at the store alone or from Starbucks. Now, brewing this as an espresso is a completely different story. When it came to drip, the water just ran over the beans and it didn't give it much time to capture the sweetness notes of the vanilla or the buttercream. But if you grind the beans to a pulp and put 9 bars of pressure on it, it was a completely different cup. Not only did the sweeter notes come out, but they were a lot more vibrant. What I like the most, even with the coffee being espresso, is that the mildness of the coffee itself still was not harsh. No insane bitterness or high acidity. It kept the same level of coffee, but this time it added the sweetness as it was advertised. I was actually truly shocked and pleasantly surprised about the turnout of this. Okay, so that's the flavor one, but what about the early bird one? This light roast comes from the countries of Peru and Guatemala. So you would expect full flavors, mellow to medium bodies, and middle acidity with gentle sweet finishes and rich chocolate flavors. And on top of it, it comes with a caffeine strength of 5 out of 5 beans, whatever that means. When trying this coffee, this is exactly what it was tasting like. With the middle acidity, it had very light acidity to it. The bodies was not intensely sharp as with the Otter coffee. And on top of it, what I think I like the most about it is that with the early bird, both in the drip and the espresso, they did not change the flavor that much. It just intensified it. You didn't get the intense bitterness when it was espresso. Instead, you could actually taste the notes of milk chocolate, green apple, and the sweet caramel syrup came out more heavily. So what's the overall verdict? Well, it may come to a shock to you that after raving about the entirety and how good it is with light flavors and things of that nature, it's very middle of the road. It's not the best I've ever had, but it's also not the worst. It's not like your ones that you find at your grocery stores or whatever, but it's not as good as I've had with local coffee shops that I found with an app called Breweries. It's an iOS app that allowed me to find local coffee shops, and when I was visiting Tampa over Thanksgiving, I found one coffee shop called King State. And what I liked about their coffee shop is not only was it a local coffee shop, so I was supporting that, but also they were their own roastery. They roasted their beans in-house. I actually was able to pick up an entire bag of King State's coffee, and it was roasted about 3 days before I got there. So by the time I grinded up the beans, the flavors were so much better. It was so much more rich. The different brewing process of being, I think it was honey, roasted versus washed. And with that, I don't think I would have ever found King State if it wasn't for the app Brewies. So to wrap all of that up, is Emma's coffee good? Yes, I would definitely say it's above your store bought, but you're not going to beat a local roastery within your area. So for those that are wondering, it's like, is it better than grocery stores? Yes, I would definitely say if you don't want to go out and go to find local roasteries, I mean, that's a pretty hard standard or bar to beat. So overall, it's not bad. It's great. I would definitely have to explore more because these are very light and on their boldness of it, but otherwise it's not bad. So yeah, I would have never known about King State if it wasn't for the Brews app. I'll leave a link in the description for both King State and Breweries so you can go check them out. That being said, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and share this video with someone that you would think would like Emma's coffee. Thank you for watching.